It has been over half a month since we last took a look at the SHIB coin, so I thought we'd check back in, perform some technical analysis and make some price predictions on where we can expect to see the coin go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. We're once again checking in with the SHIB coin. We're going to be performing our usual technical analysis using moving averages, the MACD, RSI, volume, all that sort of great stuff in order to make some predictions on where we can expect to see SHIB go in the near future. And I think for a lot of holders it has been a big waiting game, and obviously with the dump of Bitcoin as well over the past few days, SHIB unfortunately copped a lot of the brunt of that as well. But for a positive note, it has bounced back, so I'm very excited to take a look at that today. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video. And if you'd like to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing and wealth management. I'd also love to know your thoughts down in the comments section below on SHIB and the price action moving forward. But without any further ado, let's jump into the computer and start today's analysis. If you're looking to buy SHIB or want some free Bitcoin, there's a couple of links down in the description of today's video, so be sure to check them out. But let's take a look at the SHIB chart, and as you can see, just zooming out slightly, we are still definitely in our sideways trading pattern. We're sitting at roughly 700 on the US spectrum, so that's alright. Let's just chuck in a few key lines in order to, I suppose, identify for us where those major points of support and resistance are. So this one right here at 900 is one of our key areas, I'd suggest, of resistance, which we've been unable to break through since the major Bitcoin crash earlier in the year. And a key point of support for us is sitting right here where there has been a ton of price action as well, just above the 600 mark. And as you can see, a few days ago, Bitcoin absolutely destroyed this coin, along with many others as well. But even though we did dip below briefly yesterday and the day prior below our key support point, we have managed to bounce back, and in fact today we have not even touched it. It looks like we've had a perfect little bounce off of that support point, and we will be tracking back upwards in a direction such as this, all the way up once again to our key area of resistance at roughly the 905 mark. So fingers crossed that does happen. But of course, as well, we really just need to keep an eye on exactly what's going on due to the overall market really influencing what is going on with this crypto. So hopefully we'll start moving in this sort of direction. What I'm hoping to see in the next couple of days is this volume that we saw here continuing to increase, and we do see, you know, positive momentum, positive buying. So a few days here, few days here, keep climbing in this sort of a direction, moving up to this resistance point. Now let's take a look at a few other indicators in order to help us. So the first one I love to look at is, of course, our moving averages. Now I'm only going to use our 20-day moving average and our 50-day moving average for this, as it's quite hard to use a 200-day moving average as we don't really have enough data, as you can see from this chart, in order to show us exactly any relevant information from that perspective. So using this, we can see that at this point in time, both these points are acting as a key area of resistance for us. Now, as soon as we dropped below the 50-day moving average, that's when we really plummeted down, and we're moving up back towards that now in order to test it and hopefully break through that point within today or tomorrow. Now, what we don't want to see is this 20-day moving average crossing below the 50-day moving average. That will indicate that the short-term trend is actually moving downwards. So Ideally, we don't want to see that happen. They're getting very close though, so it's quite possible it could happen. But in saying that, a lot of the price action that has occurred has been up, has been down, but these 2 days here are really going to be influential just due to, as you can see, the volume that did occur. So I think potentially we may see these two lines touch. I don't think we'll see a major cross downwards, but I do think we are definitely in for a bit of a rough time moving forward. We could see short term this sort of a pattern occur. Let me just draw this one out for you. You can see moving across here, we've got a bit of a resistance area in this sort of trading channel. It's coming to the critical point now here though, where we've either got to break up, we've got to break down, or we're going to be moving sideways. So the next few days will be really telling in that aspect. Now let's have a look again at another indicator. Let's bring in now the MACD, moving average convergence divergence. As you can see, we've been in the red zone for quite some time now. We had the cross back up here, which was in late August, and we've been moving downwards ever since. It looked like we were about to come out of our rougher times the other day, but unfortunately the overall market crash meant no, that did not occur. What is interesting is that we are seeing the shorter term trend crossing towards the longer term trend, indicating that we could see a reversal in the MACD imminently. I would expect to see a few buys potentially coming in due to the prices being at the bottom end of the trading channel in order to prop up the price of SHIB, but we still need to, I suppose, experience that. We can see we had the test back here, but it did not come through. But today, once again, we're moving towards that point again. So really need to see that volume coming in, and it needs to be majority buys compared to sells. So overall, potentially looking like we might have a positive cross here. And I think as a result of that, we may touch on these moving averages here, but they won't cross over each other. Let's bring in one of our final indicators, the relative strength index. And you can see we dropped significantly with this. It was moving towards the end of, the oversold range. And on that day, it was at 35.42. Currently, we're sitting at a value of 47.43. And that's relatively middle ground. So it means we could go up, we could go down, but obviously we've been trending downwards for a while now. And that typically would mean, maybe we're in for a chance of a bit of a run. This has occurred previously, as you can see, when we're, moving downwards, then we have a spike up, then we're coming back down again. Hopefully we see another spike up coming within the near future. Once again, all banking on the volume of buys really coming in for this coin in order to see some success in this region. But what is my price prediction for today's video? Well, what I'm hoping for is quite simple, and it's not quite far off where we currently are. My price prediction in the next few days is crossing this 726, 727 mark back above the 20-day and 50-day moving average. I don't want to make it more complex than that. And what I'd really like to see is this point right here, where we can see there is plenty of price action which has occurred, be our next key target at 755, breaking through that point and then trending upwards. That is my target for today's video. That wraps up today's analysis, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on SHIB and the direction it could be going in the near future down in the comments section below. Do you think it has the strength to break through those key points of resistance and bust back above the 750 mark? Let me know down in the comment section below. And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, remember to hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing and turning on bell notifications if you want to see more of this sort of content. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. But I'll leave it there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.